guys, it's Christine with Irene Iron Fitness. Have you been searching for the perfect fitness equipment for your RV? Well, check out our review and watch to see if these are the right piece of equipment for you. My name's Christine and I am a personal trainer for Irene Iron Fitness. I do online coaching and physical fitness is my passion, and not only for myself but for others. So the reason that Aaron and I were looking for a new piece of equipment was twofold. One, for us so that we could expand on what we usually do, and two, so that we could try to help others in the RV community find something that works for them. In the RV community, let's face it, it can get difficult to work out. So let's take it into our own hands and get some equipment that actually gets the job done. So while we were researching different options for our equipment, we reached out to Lebert Fitness and they were generous enough to send us this XL bar. And on this overview, we're basically going to bullet point what we like and what we don't like. And it's not going to be a full demonstration video on how to use it or exercises. Those we'll do later, but on this one we just wanted to do some pros and cons so that you know if it's an equipment piece that might work for you or not. So let's talk about who these are for. I really believe these are for everybody. It doesn't matter what your age is, it doesn't matter what your goals are, it can help you. So if you're just a beginner, and especially if you're really overweight, if you have a lot of weight to lose, these are great for just giving you something to balance with. When you're getting out, you're moving your body in a way that you've never moved it before, that you're not used to. Just having something to grab onto, you know, to do squats or to just do simple movements, it's really going to make you feel comfortable to have something to brace yourself. So if you're just a beginner, if you have a lot of weight to lose, if you have sore joints, if you have bad wrists, if you have stretching where you need to work, you know, we all sit and drive in the RV for many hours a day, and this is great for getting some deep leg stretches and even like just ways that you don't normally get to stretch. Besides that, if you're an intermediate, again, for progression, having the same stability is helpful. Say you wanted to do a pistol squat, they're really hard. I can't even do a pistol squat, but having something to practice with, I mean, you're never going to get to the level that you want to get to unless you force yourself there. So another good example is the pull-up, which is what these were originally created for, was to do a pull-up at home without a pull-up bar. And there's different levels of modification for the exercises. So depending on how you angle your legs makes it easier or harder. You know, if you look at a push-up, whether you can pound out 30 of these or if you need some help. Or there's all sorts of advanced exercises that I can't even imagine showing you, but like I'm talking hands on the bars, legs in the air, doing some crazy stuff. Like that's a dream of mine someday. And just by playing with these, you're gonna get to where you want to be. And it's picture what you want to become and then become that person and use the tool to get there. And these are definitely good for getting you out of what your current performance level is and getting you moving to that next level. So for Aaron and I, we really wanted these to add to our regime. We love our dumbbells. We will never get rid of our dumbbells. We will always use them, but we wanted something to add some dimension to our workouts. We wanted to increase our overall athleticism. And these do exactly that, you guys. These are getting me out and doing the exercises that I dread, like burpees and mountain climbers, and it's getting me to do those circuits and things that are more of a chore. You know, I love running, I love long runs, I love stair climbing, I love hiking, but when it comes to things that really challenge me, like burpees and circuits, I'm kind of a baby. So I really need these in my life just to get me out and do it. And you know what? I have fun. Like, I'm doing jumps, like jumping over these things, and it's getting fun back into our workout. Erin and I have been using these together. It's great equipment to use with two people because there's two bars. There's so many exercises that you can take, and you each have a bar and you just like work with it. So for example, you know, like you can just do like things like that where you're working side by side and you each have your bar. If you are doing exercises together where you need both bars, then it's very easy. You just take turns. While one person is doing a set, the other person takes their rest, and you keep it fast-paced, the way that workouts sometimes are written to be, sometimes not, but in these cases you just write your program so that when you're waiting for your partner, you're getting your rest in, and you both get a good workout together, and it's more fun. So let's talk about portability, and I'll show you how we store ours. This is our full garage. This is all of the storage space we have to work with on our Class B. We don't have any undercarriage or anything for storage and other pockets. So that means that we need to take these apart every time we go to store them. So we separate the bars from the legs, and we have our screws. It's 2 screws per leg. So we just bring these all out and show you how we put them together. So here you'll watch me put them together. It actually comes with an Allen key, but since we're taking them apart and putting them together so frequently, it works to have an actual bit driver. One done, one to go. So that's it. It's easy, definitely easy. And the time, it's actually comparable to what it would take us to get our dumbbells out of the van and some of the plates loaded off of that. So if you have a larger trailer with a pass-through or something, you might actually be able to just get these in there as assembled, and that would be just a huge time saving, and it'd be a lot easier for you. It all depends on your rig and what you're working with. We typically stay at a campsite for 2 weeks, and during that time, instead of disassembling these every day, we'll actually put them in our front seat where the driver and the passenger cab is. So that way we can just slide them in and out every day, and we don't need to assemble them. So while we're at the parks, we do have a workaround, and it does help because this is where we're primarily using them, is at the parks. And also I want to go over the specs really quick. The feet are 25 inches from here to here. The height of the bar is 31 inches. For the XL version. Standard version is going to be 28 inches, and the weight capacity is 400 pounds. Now, these things are solid. When I'm using these and I'm balancing on them, I don't feel afraid at all. I don't feel wobbly. If at all I am wobbling, it's strictly because the ground itself is not level. The construction on these bad boys is the real deal. Another huge reason that we were wanting to get our hands on some of these bars is to get us off the ground. So here we're dealing with goose poop. We're in a park. We're at the beautiful Niagara River, and goose poop is just part of nature. And so is dog poop, so is dog pee. You just can't get away from gross stuff. So especially at RV parks, because most people, a lot of people I should say, in the parks have dogs. And while many RVers are very good at cleaning up after their pets, there's still always going to be some residue, and there's still going to be the few people that don't. And also septic. So when you think about packing up your rig and closing up and leaving, think about the last thing that you do or that you see your neighbors do. They're rinsing out their septic, washing their hose off right on the grass, and it's big and it's dirty, and it's usually in a large area that very might well be your area to use for working out. So the number one way to make sure that you're going to get a good workout is to control your equipment. Have your equipment with you, and don't rely on something that you don't even know will be there or not. So I've already touched on a lot of the pros on why I like this Lebert Fitness EQualizer bars. Make sure you go to my website and check out the blog for the full review on our pros and cons at ironefitness.com. I'll also put the link below so that you can read the full review there. But in summary, the main reasons that I love these EQualizer bars is it's good for everybody, no matter what your activity level, newbies, intermediate, or experienced. There's modifications. It's simple, it's lightweight, it's portable, you can carry it anywhere. Having these bars gives you a sense of direction in your workout, so you're not just doing random body weight movements. It's fun and purposeful when you have some equipment. It gives you more motivation when you have equipment. It's something you can do for fun with somebody else. It gets you off the floor, so you're not touching unknown. It protects your wrists, it protects your joints, and the variety of workouts that you can do for exercising, ranging from stretching to body weight to cardio. You name it, you can do it. Your imagination is the limit. Now let's talk a little bit about some cons. I don't really have too many cons. I have a few. Number one being the assembly, that we need to disassemble it and reassemble it every time we get to a new RV. But like I said earlier, that's just a unique situation for us. It's not how the Lebert Fitness EQualizer bars were intended to be used. Your situation will be different, especially if you have a traditional home where you can keep them set up all the time. But for us that are in an RV with limited garage space, it would be really, really cool if down the road Lebert Fitness could come up with an RV model that has snap-in legs. Two, these nice foam handles, they're beautiful and they're grippy and they're solid and we love them. However, while working in a campsite, when you're tipping them down on the ground for exercises on the floor, a lot of the time this is going right onto gravel, and we know that there's going to be gravel and rocks that are going to eat this foam up eventually. So we're finding that we're babying these already. When we use them on the floor, we'll actually put down our floor mat, our outdoor floor mat, just to protect and put a little barrier between the foam and rocks, because we don't want these to get all chewed up when we're grabbing them. So another RV model recommendation would be, instead of this foam, if there is some sort of a really rugged rubber that could be used in place. So that's con number two. Con number three is very similar to con number two, but instead of the foam, we're looking at some of the paint. So just dealing with an outdoor setting with the gravel and the rocks, we're getting some chips and things on the paint where eventually it will continue to spread. So like before with the rug, setting a mat down, we do that whenever possible. And it's not a big deal. It's just eventually it's going to wear out quicker than it would using it in a traditional gym or home setting, which a lot of people do use these for. So these cons, they're all just cosmetic. Nothing has to do with the actual function of this equipment. So that's a pretty good review where we don't have any cons as to how it works. It's just cons, relatively speaking, to how we're using it while living in an RV. So when you're looking for your RV equipment, you can expect those to be your cons as well. Can this piece of equipment really work your full body? You tell me. In conclusion, we highly recommend these Lebert Fitness EQualizer bars to anybody, regardless of what your current condition is or what your goals are. Hopefully this video helped you determine if it could be a good fit. If you think it's something you might want to check out, go to the link below and you can get your own set, and check out our blog link as well for the full review, pros and cons. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Please subscribe and like if you did like this video, and check back with us every Wednesday and Sunday for new content on fitness, nutrition, RV, and healthy recipes.